Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Alan Van Zant. There are some questions about new gun legislation in Missouri and whether it may actually be hampering law enforcement agencies in fighting crime. Those in support of the new law to protect Missourians' Second Amendment rights say it's doing no such thing, but it is protecting citizens against federal overreach.
When Missouri Governor Mike Parson in June signed into law the Second Amendment Protection Act, it was with the promise that in the Show Me State, the federal government would not overstep its authority.
States are the firewall to the federal government. If we haven't learned that in the last 14 months, I don't know when we're ever going to get that on that.
SAPA, as the new law is known by, restricts state and local police from working with federal agencies to enforce laws and rules that violate the Second Amendment rights of Missourians. But putting the new law into action so far has been easier said than done.
This is one of those things where it is so convoluted and nobody has a good answer.
Buchanan County Sheriff Bill Puett says law enforcement agencies throughout the state are responding differently to the new law, fearful of the $50,000 fine that could be assessed against individual officers if they're found to violate it. In fact, the Missouri State Patrol has pulled troopers and other staff off a joint task force with the ATF, joining several counties that have done the same. But Puett says he thinks there's been some overreaction.
I have told my folks that we will not be involved in what we could call the ATF admin cases. We absolutely will not be involved in those, but what we will be involved in is the issues of continuing to enforce criminal laws and deal with drug and gun violence in Buchanan County.
Puett says federal involvement in local cases can be crucial, which was the case last year when 2-year-old Raylan Craig was shot and killed in a drive-by shooting on Masseny Street.
Guys worked with the street crimes guys on the police department. They worked the case. They tracked the fugitive to St. Louis. Obviously, we didn't have any authority in St. Louis. We had our partners with the Marshal Service. They immediately went and established surveillance. As soon as we got the warrant, they went in and got the suspect and then brought him back to Buchanan County so he could answer for what he had done.
The White House has spoken out against the new Missouri law. The Department of Justice is considering filing a lawsuit. Until it's cleared up, Puett says he'll err on the side of public safety.
We are working criminal cases that deal with drugs, gun violence, those type of things, and I think that's what our community expects and wants.
So far, the Department of Justice's efforts to block the gun rights law from going into effect have been unsuccessful.